So hello, good morning, everyone. So my name is Chetan. So I have more than 6 years of experience in training field. So I'll be handling your CCNP routing batch. So let me have a quick introduction, then we'll move on to the topics. So let's start with Balaji.
Good morning. I'm currently working in Bank of America, part of network team. Not
Voice
for
is not clear.
hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, I'm currently working with part of Bank of America network team, but I mostly work on DNS and QIP and SSL certificates. Last year I got my CCNA. Now I'm trying to get CCNP and like trying to progress.
Okay, fine, Balaji. Thanks. Darshan.
Yeah, hi. Good morning, everyone. I'm Darshan. So I have total 13 years of experience. So right now working with Sustel, where we manage DMVPN, EIGRP, wireless. I enrolled for the CCI integrated security course. So I want to learn security and all stuff. That's why I joined that.
Thanks, Darshan. Let's go in. Okay, Magalingam.
Hi sir, good morning. My name is Maharangam. I'm currently working desktop support engineer. So I'm enrolled the course CCNA and CCNP. CCNA is finished, CCNP is going.
Thanks, Magalingam. Prashant.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. This is Prashant here. Currently, I'm working in Nokia and in transport and RAN system. I want an core system. That's what I have enrolled in.
Okay, thanks, Prashant.
My name is Trinath. I did my graduation in 2020 December. I completed my graduation in 2020. I recently completed CCNA. I'm looking forward to CCNP. My name is Vasan. I completed my PCA in 2020.
Completed with CCNA? Okay, all right. Okay, guys, let's start. So I hope everybody has completed with your CCNA part. So if you talk about CCNP routing curriculum, so we'll be covering these topics. So we'll be seeing the packet forwarding. So how the packet forwards in a network. So we'll see the routing concepts. So in routing concepts, we'll be seeing dynamic vector routing protocols, how to configure a static route, how to configure a default route, and we have a practical on the same. Then we'll be seeing IPSLA. Then redistribution, we'll do it at the end. So when we complete our EIGRP and OSPF, then we'll talk about redistribution. So then we'll start with EIGRP. So we'll talk about AS number. So what do you mean by autonomous system number? And the neighborship criteria in EIGRP. What are the packet types? And what do you mean by the feasibility condition? So moving on, so we'll see what do you mean by successor, feasible successor, reported distance, and feasible distance. So we have two modes in EIGRP. One is classic mode and one is name mode. So we'll see why we use name mode, though we have classic mode as well. So then we'll see how EIGRP calculates the metric. Can anybody tell me how EIGRP calculates the metric?
K values.
Yes.
Bandwidth, K values related with the K values. There is a big formula related with the bandwidth and K's and delay.
It is bandwidth.
Bandwidth and delay.
Bandwidth and delay. Okay, good. So we'll see why only bandwidth and delay, why not load, reliability, and MTU. So then we'll see equal cost load balancing and unequal cost load balancing. that EIGRP does. Then we'll talk about summarization. Why we do summarization?
Router capacity, like it won't get multiple routes, then we can summarize it.
What is the advantage?
Like if there is any flaps, then it will not come up.
Very good. Any other advantage? Using summarization. So less CPU usage, less memory usage, and then reducing the size of your routing table. And as you said, so link flaps. Then we'll see authentication. So EIGRP supports two types of authentication. One is MD5 and SHA HMAC. So we'll talk about MD5 authentication. So MD5 authentication is only supported in your classic mode, whereas SSH HMAC is supported in your name mode. Then we'll talk about EIGRP stub. So this will be talking about the theory part. So lab will be doing in CCI Enterprise. Then we'll talk about offset list as well. Then we'll see how to filter the routes.
One more thing, how do we go with the lab? Do you guys give us access?
Yeah, you can take the access from the lab trainer.
No, from remote, there is an option because in
Yes.
CC
Yes.
Okay.
So then we'll see the filtering mechanisms using the access list, using the prefix list, and using a route map. So we'll see the filtering mechanisms. So how to filter the routes using these three tools. Then
No distribute list.
distribute list, no? So when you use a distribute list, when you configure access list, then you need to go to the interface and you need to attach, right? So distribute list.
So that will also cover, right?
Yes. See, if you configure access list also, you need to go and attach inside the interface list interface, right? That we call it as distribute list. So we'll talk about that as well. So then what do you mean by PBR and then the leak map? So moving on. So after completing EIGRP, we'll talk about OSP. So in OSPF, we'll be talking about terminologies, area types, what do you mean by ABR, ASBR, what do you mean by inter-area route. So can anybody tell me the AD value of OSPF for inter, intra, and external? What is the AD value?
It should be same, right? But
Tell me
only
what that only I was asking. What is the AD value?
110.
So what do you mean by AD?
Lower is the AD, lower is the priority.
No, I didn't hear you. Sorry. Tell me.
It's all about priority to routes. More is
Priority
less.
route. So it tells us the trustworthiness, right? So how much trust you can put on a route. So least the value, more is preferred. Then what do you mean by intra-area? Then how to enable OSPF. So we have neighbor states. So we'll talk about the basic topology as well. So what do you mean by inter, intra, and external? Then we'll see OSPF virtual link. And then we have OSPF packet types as well. So we'll be seeing OSPF packet types, neighbor states, virtual link, and then the summarization as well. So then we'll be talking about LSA types in OSPF. So what do you mean by a stub? So we have 5 area types. What are those? Yes. What are the 5 area types in OSPF? So we have, yes.
A total stubby, not so stubby area.
Stub, totally stub. We have NSSA
Not stubby, yeah.
and we have totally Let me see. So we'll talk about these 5 area types. Then we'll see authentication, then PBR. So PBR will do at the end. So after completing your EIGRP, OSPF, and BGP, then we'll be seeing policy-based routing. So then we'll see the filtration, how you can filter the routes in OSPF. So after completing OSPF, we'll be starting with BGP. So first of all, tell me why BGP? Yes, online guys. Why we prefer BGP in the internet? Why not EIGRP and OSPF?
It's internet when we want to communicate with another service provider.
That is there, but why? We can use, can we use EIGRP and OSPF as well? If yes, why? If no, why?
I think BGP have more capability to carry more routes.
Very good. It's about scalability. So if we talk about the BGP table, after aggregation, we have more than 8+ lakh routes. So if we talk about handling this 8+ lakh routes in the routing table, only BGP has the capability to handle more routes. That's why we prefer BGP in the internet rather than your EIGRP and OSPF.
But one thing more, nowadays routers are so big, so powerful. So can't they handle such a routes?
So
with
what? Okay, one more advantage. You tell me what EIGRP takes into the picture to calculate the best path.
They are using the bandwidth and the delay.
Okay, what about OSPF?
It's bandwidth, cost.
Cost. That only. How will calculate? Again, it will take into the account the bandwidth only, right?
Bandwidth.
But if you talk about the ISP, how many paths are there to reach to your destination?
What? Come again?
So if you talk about ISP, no.
Mhm.
So let us consider we have R1, R3, R4, R6, we have R7, R8, and R9. So let us consider R1 wants to reach to 9.9.9.9/32. So how many ways are there? There are multiple ways to reach to 9.9.9.9 prefix. But if we talk about EIGRP, what EIGRP will take into the account, that is only bandwidth and delay. What OSPF will take? Bandwidth. But with BGP, you can influence the paths, how you want to choose to reach to the destination, because BGP is rich in attributes. So if we talk about the attributes that BGP uses, there are multiple attributes. We have weight. So we have local preference. We have AS path. We have MED. So based on multiple attributes, it will calculate the best path. So in the internet, if you consider only bandwidth and delay, that is not a feasible solution. I hope that part is clear.
So here we can say it for the incoming traffic and outgoing traffic, we can manipulate it.
Yes, right.
But with that, asymmetric routing can cause issue.
Which come again. Sorry.
Asymmetric routing, like forward path is going to different path, inward traffic is going to different paths. The asymmetric also come into a picture, right?
That again, you will go to PBR if you want to route like that. Policy-based routing.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay.
Then moving on. So in BGP, we'll discuss about neighbor states. So there are 6 neighbor states. So we'll be discussing about neighbor states. And there are 4 message types in BGP. Then we'll see how to form dynamic and static neighborship in BGP. So what do we mean by IBGP and eBGP? So we'll see how to form the neighborship with the interface IP, that is the remote AS, and then with the loopback IP as well. So then we'll talk about full mesh, IBGP, and eBGP neighborship. We'll see the loop avoidance mechanism in IBGP and eBGP. So What do you mean by route reflector and ACE configuration? Any idea? Why we use route reflector and configuration?
Avoid the mesh topology.
To avoid the full mesh. Good. So we'll discuss about the route reflector and configuration as well. So we'll talk about BGP attributes. Just the theory part here. So the labs and all we'll be discussing in the CCI enterprise. Then we'll see the path manipulation. Then we'll see how to aggregate the routes. This is same as your summarization. So we'll talk about suppressed map and unsuppressed map. So then we have a lab task to do. Then we'll see how to troubleshoot what are the neighborship criteria in EIGRP, OSPF, and BGP. So then finally we'll talk about ACL. So standard, extended, named ACL, and time-based ACL as well. Then the final topic will be NAT, your network address translation and port address translation. So then we'll be having a final task on the 25th day. So today we'll just revise the topics. So from tomorrow we'll be starting with actual topics. So start day is 18th.
A out of that box question, because might be my interview is there.
Okay.
Because in the OSPF there is a loop avoidance. How we can avoid the loop in OSPF?
Loop avoidance.
Yes.
How OSPF avoids the loops?
Yes, OSPF avoids the loop.
Can you tell me the scenario? What they give you? 1 minute. I'll just come to that point. So start day will be today, and we'll be ending this batch on 13th May 2022. Okay. So we'll be covering all these topics. Yeah. Tell me your scenario.
No,
Tell
scenario
me how
is-
they provided you the scenario at least.
scenario they just ask me, like in BGP we know AS path whenever
Uh-huh.
we see it, but how OSPF or why area 0 always we need to consider it.
Because it is
Why
a
not?
backbone area, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
It's a backbone area. Why we can take another area as a backbone? Why only area 0 as a backbone?
So that has been what is a who introduced OSPF? It is IETF, right?
Uh-huh.
Internet Engineering Task Force.
Okay.
So they have mentioned in the in the Cisco documents it is the same, right? So why only area 0 as backbone area? Then that you need to check. We everybody know like area 0 we use as a backbone. So why?
Yeah, but
Yes.
why you will check it, right?
Yes, I'll check and let you know.
Okay. And the other question is how we can avoid the loop.
Okay,
in
sure.
OSPF,
I'll check that
right?
as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
So
Because
first, see, let us consider this
not one
topology.
interview, and in many interviews they asked me, so I thought it's better to ask from. Yeah.
Okay, sure. We'll let you know tomorrow. By tomorrow, I'll let you know.
Yeah, thank
Or in the OSPF topic, we'll discuss that point as well. So how it avoids the loops, and what was the second question? Why area 0? We call it as backbone area. Why not other areas, right?
Why always area we need to use it? We
Okay.
can use other area apart from area 0.
Okay, sure.
Why?
I'll let you know. Okay, sure. Okay, so let's quickly revise few topics, then we'll end up. So from tomorrow, we'll be starting the batch. Few more students are joining by tomorrow. Then we'll start the batch. So, okay. So I hope everybody knows about OSI. So why OSI? Why OSI?
It's like one industry agreed standard
Mhm.
for communication.
Why we call it as a reference model? We call OSI as a reference model, right? And TCP/IP as implementation model. Why? Why not the other way? Yes, guys. Yes. Why we call it as reference? Why TCP/IP is called as implementation? Okay, leave that. First, tell me why OSI. What is OSI? Okay, leave why also. What is OSI? Anybody can explain me what is OSI? Very basic question in the interview.
Open system interconnection.
Very good.
OSI model standardized communication between two devices in the network.
Mm-hmm.
It is as developed by ISO.
Mm-hmm.
It was developed in the year 1984.
When?
1984.
1098 for
Sorry, 1984.
1984. Okay, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Continue.
There are 7 layers. Is there?
Mm-hmm.
The 7th layer, application layer, presentation layer, section layer, transport layer,
Mm-hmm.
network layer, data link layer, physical layer.
Mm-hmm.
There are 7 layers.
Can you tell me
First
the
3,
features?
yeah, application layer, presentation layer, section layer. There are software layers.
Mm-hmm.
Transport layer is out of OSI.
Mm-hmm.
Network layer, data link layer, physical layer is hardware layer.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes, Balaji. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Balaji. Tell me. Can you tell me three features of application layer?
It's the layer that connects with the user UI interface mostly.
Mhm.
So that's where the user interacts, give commands, those kind of things.
So what are the major protocols used?
It can be anything: SSH, HTTP, HTTPS, FTP.
Okay. Magalingam?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you tell me a few features of session layer?
That is a section establishment, maintenance, termination,
Mm-hmm.
authentication, authorization.
Mm-hmm.
This is the section layer. If we are using a net banking, that time if login after using some website, no, that time it will connection will termination like that. If you open the net banking, that time it is asking authorization, that is username password, and authentication also is there. So like that is the section layer.
So okay. Okay, guys. So please make these points. Please make a note of these points. So now, if you talk about presentation layer, very important question for the interviews. Sorry, not presentation. First, start with the application. So if you talk about the application layer, it is used to find identity, of the communication partner. This is used to find the availability, please make note of these points. Availability of the communication partner. And it provides services such as your telnet, SSH, DHCP, DNS, HTTP, and HTTPs. We have FTP as well. So what is the protocol number of telnet? Yes. Yes, Vinod.
22 or 23, I think.
1 minute, Ashik. I'll come to you. Yes, Vinod? What is the protocol number of Telnet? Are you there or sleeping? Okay, Prashant,
So 23
what is that? Port number or protocol number?
is the port number.
Port number or protocol number? Port number. Okay, let me ask. So the one said port number 23. Yes, you are saying, say port number. Is it a port or a protocol number? Protocol. So we'll make two columns. So either one will be 100% right. So we have protocol number, port number, port. Yes, Balaji.
TCP protocol and port is 23.
Very good. So if anybody asks you the question, no, what is the port number of Telnet? You need to say it works on the protocol number 6 with port number 23 because it uses the services of TCP. In the interview, if anybody asks you about Telnet, SSH, DHCP, DNS, HTTP, HTTPS, or FTP, you need to say it works on the protocol number 6 with port number 23. What about SSH? SSH.
It is used to convert HTTP into secure.
No, I don't want about SSH. I want the port number of SSH.
TCP 22.
22. Okay. 22. 23. What about DHCP? Yes, Darshan?
No idea. No idea. Forget.
Okay, no problem.
And then one more thing. What is the difference between the port number and the protocol number?
So port number is the protocols which work in the application layer. And the protocol number is in network layer.
What come again? What about the port number application?
Application layer. These protocols come under application layer.
Okay.
So okay, no idea. Okay, let's want to go in. Magalingam.
Yes, sir.
What is the port number of DHCP?
I don't know, just I forget that.
Okay. So nobody has idea about DHCP. So the port number DHCP uses is 67 and 68. One for server and one for client.
Don't erase, I will note it down.
I'm making a note. Okay, 1 minute. So I'll just write here. Telnet is 23. SSH is 22. And all uses the TCP services. Protocol number 6 and port number. So then if you talk about DHCP, it is 67 and 68. So 67 is for server. And 68 is for client. What about, will it use TCP or UDP?
It's TCP. It's all TCP.
TCP?
Yes.
DHCP is TCP or UDP? Please check. TCP or UDP? Your DORA
So
process.
DHCP and DNS are used for UDP.
UDP. Because what DHCP does? Why we use DHCP?
To assign the
To assign the IP address automatically. So we have a DORA process there. So if you use TCP, then every time a discover is sent, first it should from a three-way handshake, right? So it will take time, right? So DHCP never uses TCP. It is UDP with 17. Protocol number 17 with port number 67 and 68. What about DNS?
assigns names to the IP.
Okay. What is the protocol and port number? Very good. What services it uses? TCP?
UDP.
UDP. Very good.
It uses both actually.
Okay. Can you tell me when TCP, when UDP? Yes. Good. Now tell me when it uses TCP and when it uses UDP. Very important question for the interviews. Why TCP? Why UDP? Means when it uses TCP, when it is. Yes, anyone online? When TCP and UDP? No. So okay, please make a note. So when will DNS use TCP? Is when your domain name is larger than 512 bytes. This is the first reason why it uses TCP. So the second reason is zone transfer. So what do you mean by zone transfer is? So if we have a primary and a secondary DNS server. So in order to exchange the database between your primary and secondary, first it will establish a three-way handshake. Then they will exchange their database when zone transfer. We call that as zone transfer. So in the interviews, you need to mention these 2 points. Now, when it uses UDP. So your DNS query and DNS reply is UDP. This is done. This is done. UDP got it? DNS query and DNS reply. So what about HTTP? Yes. 80. Which service it will use? TCP or UDP?
TCP.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, good. It's TCP. So what about HTTPS? It is 443. Again, it uses TCP. So what about FTP? File transfer protocol. It's 20 and 21. So tomorrow, before coming to the class, let me know why it uses 20 and why it uses 21.
I think one for data and one for control.
Very good. So 20 is used for connection control and 21 is used for data. Yes. Good. So this is about application layer. So in each and every layer, you need to mention 3 points at least. If you mention 5 points, it's well and good. Done. So this is about application layer. Now, so can you tell me the features of presentation? So what are the features of presentation layer? Conversion, like, very good. First point is compression and decompression. Very good. Sorry. So what do you mean by compression? Reducing the size of the data. For ease of transfer. So sorry, not compression, decryption. It is compression, decompression. Second point is encryption bar decryption. Yes, what do you mean by encryption?
Change the data to an unreadable format.
Very good. It is a process of converting human readable data into unhuman readable data. What is that point? It provides native translation. So what do you mean by native translation is, let us consider we have audio. What is the standard format? It is MP3. Talk about video, it's MP4. Text, .txt. What about image? .jpeg. So this layer is responsible to convert any data into this native data so that it can be represented in each and every iOS. Native translation. Done? Now tell me about session layer. Very good. So first point, it is used to create, maintain, and terminate the sessions. Used to create, maintain, and terminate sessions. So what is the second point? Authentication, authorization. Then it provides dialog control. So what you mean by dialog control is mode of communication, whether it is a simplex, half duplex, or full duplex. Yes, what do you mean by simplex? Yes, anyone? Simplex? Simplex? Very good. One-way communication.
Just one way only.
So what do you mean by half duplex?
At one,
Very good.
one time only half send or receive only.
Very good. Both-way communication, but not simultaneously. Any example? Any example of simplex? Very good. Radio, TV. So what about half duplex? Famous. Walk it up. So what do you mean by full duplex? Very good. So both way communication simultaneously. Example? Telephone, mobile phone. So fourth point, it resolves synchronization issues. So what do you mean by synchronization issues? So let us consider we are watching a live football match. Sometimes you'll be only able to hear the audio, but not the video, right? So only sometimes you'll be able to see the video, but not the audio. So those kind of issues will be resolved by session layer. Okay. Any point? Four points. So any three can remember. Next layer. Done. Okay. Next layer is transport layer. Yes. What are the features of transport layer?
Segmentation,
Very good.
flow control, error control,
Very good.
connection and connectionless transmission.
Mhm. So segmentation. Yes. What do you mean by segmentation? Segments. Any better answer? Data is very good. Full fire. Is a process. Of dividing larger data into smaller chunks, or we can call it as smaller pieces or smaller chunks. We can call it as smaller parts. Then second point is it provides flow control. What do you mean by flow control?
Requesting to reducing bandwidth.
reducing bandwidth.
If there is any congestion, it will slow down the data sent.
Very good, very good. So if we talk about flow control, we have two things. One is buffering and one is windowing. Now, what do you mean by buffering? So let us consider we have two pieces. So the capacity of the first PC is low and this is high. This is PC1, this is PC. Now, since the PC2's capacity is high and PC1 is low. Now, whenever PC2 sends any data to PC1. So if we talk about the PC1's capacity, the PC1's capacity is very less. So what PC1 will do is PC1 will put few packets in its buffer. Then it will send a stop signal to PC2 until and unless your buffer is empty. Because the capacity of this PC1 to hold the data is less. Sometimes you see buffer when you watch a live match or something. This is the reason. Clear? Then after your buffer is empty, then it will send a retransmit signal. Then the data continues. Clear? So what about windowing? So windowing means it is a process of sending multiple segments and getting a single acknowledgement. Multiple segments by getting a single acknowledgement. This you can set by using option called window size. So we need to study about TCP header. So we have options. We have WSF, window scaling factor. We have MSS, maximum segment size. We have SAC, selective acknowledgement. And we have TCP auth, how TCP provides the authentication. So there are a few more options like timestamp. So those you need to go through once before starting with the interviews. Please go through with those topics. So what is the third point? Error detection and error correction. Detects the error and corrects the error. Fourth point is sequencing. So what do you mean by sequencing? Any idea? Order way. So let us consider I'm sending hi. How are you? So what? So this all happens in TCP. Yeah? Even flow control is in TCP, sequencing is in TCP, So error detection, error correction is in TCP, when segmentation is in TCP. UDP doesn't do all this. So let us consider high is attached with the sequence number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now when the receiver receives the data, let us consider due to congestion. So you received first, then R, then how, then high. Now how we will arrange this data? You are how I, hi, how are you? That's why sequence numbers. So the receiver will come to know in which order the data is sent. Now moving on. So before this, so what are the two protocols used in transport layer?
TCP and
What are the differences? Can you tell me a few differences between TCP and UDP?
connection.
Oriented? What do you mean by connection oriented? Hands up. Yes, tell me.
The connection is established before sending any
Very
actual
good.
data.
So before sending any data, first it will establish a three-way handshake. So what is the second point? So we have error detection, error correction. So there is no error detection bar error correction. Third point, we have flow control in TCP and there is no flow control. TCP is fast. Sorry, TCP is slow. UDP is fast. There is sequencing. There is no sequencing. TCP works with protocol number 6 and UDP works on protocol number 17 or 18. Yes, 17 or 18.
17.
20. Very good. 20.
No, 17.
I mean, okay. 18. So wow, man, three port numbers.
17.
Huh? 18. Okay. So 18, 2. 2 took the 18. 17. 1,
17.
2. Balaji also took 2. Okay. 2
No,
here.
yeah.
Okay. What about this one? Forgot that.
17, sir.
17. 3 plus 1. 17 plus 1. You also taking 17? Okay. So what about Atira?
17.
17. Darshan?
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you ask? Sorry, I missed it.
What is the protocol number of
For-
UDP?
UDP, no idea.
Okay. No idea. So, okay. Magalingam, Prashant,
TCP protocol number is 6.
UDP?
UDP 17, sir.
17. So majority is going with 17. So it is 17 only. Not about majority. The UDP protocol number is 17. Not 18. Not 20. In interview 18, 19, 20. Direct go home. No? No. Network layer. tell me, what are the features of network layer? Network layer, networking.
Data is divided into packets. Segments are divided into packets.
Segments are divided into packets. That you're talking about the PDU. We'll talk about the PDU later. Protocol data unit. So before that, routing. What do you mean by routing? To find the optimal path or best path to reach to the destination. Best path to reach the destination. Second point.
Logical addressing.
Logical addressing means it attaches source IP and destination IP. Attaches source IP and destination IP. Any other point?
Path determination.
Tell me.
Path determination.
Path related manipulation. Done. That is done. Determination, routing, everything. Determination, finding the best path. So what are the devices used at network layer? Router. Or any other device other than router?
Layer 3 switch.
Very good. What you call it as MLS or a layer 3 switch. So what is the MLS full form? Wait. Yes, Prashant. What do you mean by MLS?
Multi-layer switch.
So multi-layer switch. So why we call so? Why we call it as a multi-layer?
Because it is used in data link layer and
Okay. So can you tell me some protocols used in this layer? Very good.
IP protocol.
IP protocol. Okay. So ICMP. IP is a protocol. Okay. What is IP? Yes. What is an IP address? Very good. So it is a 32-bit dotted decimal number that is used to identify a device in your network. What is the protocol number of ICMP? So why ICMP first of all? What do you mean by ICMP? What is the abbreviation of ICMP? Daily you use, no? Nicely. Go to the router one. Ping. What ping will do? Check the connectivity. Then who is behind ping? Which protocol it uses? It uses ICMP, right? So now what do you mean by ICMP? Message protocol. IC arrow. Somebody will in the interview, sir, I will tell about MP. So you tell about IC. That is better answer. Internet control message protocol or management protocol? Message protocol. Protocol, what is the protocol number of ICMP? Yes, Darshan?
Protocol number for ICMP.
Yes.
That need to remember actually.
Okay, no problem. Okay, Govind? Magalingam?
1.
1. Good. One very easy to remember. 1. So any other protocol other than ICMP? Oh, I wrote EHRP, you told OSPF. Okay. Tell me the protocol number. OSPF or EHRP? Anything. 110 OSPF. Very good. 110. Take number. Will you go with 110 or change the number? I'm asking about protocol, not the administrative distance. We're telling about the administrative distance. This is the AD value. What is the protocol number of OSPF? Sharath has told very big in the class. What is the protocol number? First line is protocol number in the PPT. 88 or 89? 88. Okay. Which OSPF or EHRP? ARP. What is ARP, man? Did I discuss about ARP? Aram say. Okay, 89. What about EHRP? 80. Please remember this.
$88.
Done. 88. Yes. EHRP is 88. OSPF is 89. And we have GRE as well. What is the GRE protocol number? Advanced, guys. First day, GRE. Generic routing encapsulation. He was not there in that class. I have three advanced here. Hmm? 24, no 24. Not seen the video. 47. No mistake in video. I told this 47 only in the video as well. Okay, done. This is about network layer. Port to port, where it happens? Transport. That's, yeah, we can make it. Port to port communication. There are so many points. These are not only the points, but you can remember at least three points in each and every layer. So the interviewer asks you to explain at least three points about each and every layer. So any points you can tell. There are so many other points. So what I've told, even there are more points as well. So you can just remember 3 or 4 points about each layer. Then you can explain in the interview. Clear? Now, next, data link layer. Tell me the features of data link layer.
Framing.
Tell me.
Framing.
Framing. Okay. Error detection. Flow control. Very good. So it attaches source map and destination. Now tell me, what do you mean by MAC address? Okay. To identify a device? So what are the devices? What are the protocols? Switching, yes. What are the protocols? Work under data link layer. Just protocol switching. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೇಳಿ, sorry, tell me. Protocols. Switching, I think completed, right?
STP and
Mhm.
RST.
STP and RSTP. RSTP comes inside STP only.
Yeah, that is enhanced version.
Yes, yes.
MSTP, VTP,
Okay. VTP,
TTP.
TTP, CDP, LLDP. So these are few of the protocols that work under VTP, not UTP, it's VTP. It's VLAN trunking protocol. Done. Final layer, physical. Just tell me the features of physical layer.
It converts bits into electrical signal.
So that we call it as encoding. Encoding bar decoding. So it's a process of converting bits into signals and vice versa. Very good. What are the types of cables? First class of CCNA. Types of cables? Okay. So what we use for a router and a switch? Which type of cables?
Straight.
Straight. Okay. Between router to router?
Cross.
Crossover or straight through?
No, same within the same layer we use crossover between layers.
Very good. Between different devices? Straight. So cables work under this layer, like your straight through, crossover, optical fiber, RJ45. So then any other point in physical layer? Multiplexing? Yes.
And
Tell
also
me.
wired or wireless.
Good. It tells us the media access mechanism. Media access mechanism. Whether it is wired or wireless. And even multiplexing, demultiplexing happens at this layer. So what do we mean multiplexing? Combining multiple signals combining multiple cables into a single cable. Confused. Please see about multiplexing also. No, multiple signals. Cables are signals. Please check this once. Multiplexing. I think
It is signals of different
signals. Yes,
frequencies.
yes. Multiple signals into a single signal and vice versa. Done. So what are the PDUs used? Protocol data units.
First, use application implementation session.
If you talk about application, presentation, and session,
Data use.
it is data. So if you talk about transport,
Segments.
it is segments. So what about network?
Packets.
Packets. Data link,
Names.
links. Physical. It's Can anybody explain me OSI in 2 words? Yes,
Open system interconnection.
2 words. Too many words.
Basically represent the communication from end to end
2 words.
device.
2 words. Again, there are multiple words.
2 words, okay.
Is encapsulation and decapsulation.
Or end node communications.
Yes. Okay. Then what more in OSI? What is the year? Who found OSI? What about TCP/IP?
1974.
1970? Sure. Sure. I don't know. That's why I'm asking. 1970s. Who introduced first TCP/IP? No book. ARPANET. Who found TCP/IP? Tell me. US military. That is Department of Defense, DoD. So now. So what do you mean by router? Switch and a hub. Don't say hub is a dumb device. Switch is a semi-intelligent and router is an intelligent device. I don't want dumb, semi-intelligent, and intelligent. Any other difference?
In a switch and hub, everything is on broadcast domain.
No, sorry, I'm unable to.
In a switch and hub, everything is one broadcast domain. So router, each port is one broadcast domain.
Very good. One broadcast domain, one collision domain.
Collision domain.
What about a switch?
Each port is a collision domain, but one
Collision.
broadcast. Yeah.
So one broadcast domain. So it depends on the ports of your switch. Suppose if it is a 24 port switch, 24 collision domains.
Yes.
It depends on the active ports. It depends on the active ports.
Okay.
24 ports. If all the 24 ports are active, then there are 24 collision domains. If we have a 48 port switch, all are active, then we have 48 collision domains. So what about router?
Each port is a broadcast and a like different
Very good.
separate collision.
So each port has separate collision domain and broadcast domain. So I'm done for the set day. So before coming, please look into static and default. I hope you guys have idea about static and default routing. Basic is taught, right? What is the AD value of static route and default route?
1.
1. What about
Static.
directly connected? What is the AD value of directly connected routes?
Directly connected are more
Yes, tell me,
priority to
Tell me, Darshan.
AD value of directly connected should be that directly
Zero,
connected should be give more priority to
Most trusted, yes.
most trusted.
Yeah. So
Static route value is 1 AD value.
yes, even default is also 1. So please go through with the static. What do you mean by static? What do you mean by default? Please look into what are the disadvantages of static routing. And tomorrow we'll see the 3 types of static routes. So anybody has any doubts till here, they can ask me. Okay, before ending, subnetting. Oh, what main topic? Subnetting. I hope everybody knows about subnetting. So one example of subnetting, let me know quickly, we'll end up. So network ID, broadcast, and usable range. No subnet calculator. So let me know for 192.168.55.55/31. What is the network ID? What is the broadcast ID? And what is the usable range? Usable range, or we call it as valid host.
31 we don't have network and broadcast. It is having only 2 usable IPs only.
Oh, we don't have network ID and broadcast ID here?
You put 31, right? /
31, yes.
So in 31, I think we only have 2 usable IPs only.
It's not 2 usable IPs. We have 1 network ID and 1 broadcast ID. We don't have any usable IPs here. That's why we call it as invalid mask.
No, but nowadays we are using /31.
Where?
I saw it in the ISP's network.
Okay, they are providing the network ID and broadcast ID.
No, it's just a point-to-point IP only. Earlier, I know /30 is for point-to-point links, but nowadays ISPs are using /31 as well.
Okay. So let calculate this. Tell me the network ID.
So either it's a 55 or 56, that the 2. Only you can use /30.
/30 you can use, and that is fine.
No, but I know /31 is now usable in the ISPs where they are avoiding to use many IPs.
But
because it's
in the interview, if you ask about /31, we don't have usable or valid host, right? We have 1 network ID and 1 broadcast ID. We have only 2 IPs.
So in that case, we can't use that subnet, right?
Yes.
But
You are telling they're using. Even I heard that they're using this. But in the interviews, you need to tell there are no valid hosts. We have 1 network ID and 1 broadcast.
Again, if they correlate the things with their own network, then
Yes. Depends on that.
yes.
Correct, Darshan. Yes, leave 31. So come to 30. Yes, calculate for 30 at least. Tell me the network, broadcast and valid host.
— 52 and 55, or just a minute. Yes. I think 52,
Mhm.
53, 54, 55. 52 and 55 is a network and broadcast.
Very good. 192.168.55.52 is your network.
Yes.
So 192.168.55.55 is your broadcast. 53 and 54 are usable. Interview done. Still calculating? Interview is done. Okay, one more example, we'll end up. So take this 192.168.100.100 slash 26. Yes. Within a minute, you need to answer. Dot 64. Then what is the broadcast? So 192.168.100. Then 127. Good. This is your broadcast. And dot 65 dot 126 is your valid. Clear? So anybody has any doubts in subnetting? How to calculate? No? Okay, guys. Then we'll end up today. So we'll continue tomorrow. So before leaving the class, please send me your name, email ID, mobile number, and the course enrolled in the chat box, so that I will share you the drive link. I'll create a WhatsApp group as well.
Now,
Yes. Now,
just sending.
please don't send separate by separate, like name, mobile number. No, write at once and then post it in the chat box. Name. That once. This is routing. I forgot your name.
I pasted. Name and number is enough, right?
Name, number, course enrolled, and your email ID. I need to provide you the drive link, right? Other comment, write in notepad only. Oh. Please type it here.
So me also enter, sir. Mahalingam. Already
Send?
I have drive for CCNP switch. No.
No problem.
is different.
Send me once again. I need to submit the details.
Okay.
Please send it. All 7. Stop. Please type it. Your name, mobile number, email ID, and the course enrolled. Whoever has provided their name, email ID, they can leave the class. Thank you, guys. Have a nice day. Bye.
Um,
Yes.
Sir, actually, I haven't talked to the lab team yet. So, can you tell me how I can contact them and get
Lab trainer, right? Take Arun's number.
Arun?
Arun, 1 minute, 1 minute.
Okay.
It is 96. It's 9611.
Okay.
844 128.
844.
1 minute.
Okay.
Better, I will copy paste. 9611 844 128. His name is Arun David. He's your lab trainer. So he'll provide you the access as well.
I pasted my name, right? Is that okay to leave?
Who's this?
Darshan.
Okay. Okay, thanks, Darshan.
Yeah.
So whoever has provided their mobile name, their name and what do you say, email ID, they can leave the class. So tomorrow we'll continue this. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಬರೀತೀರಾ ಇದೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಂತೆ